What's the best way to deal with a group of 12 people working together and getting all of the legal sorted out so they can release a product without issue? So first of all, there's two unfortunate, bad, unhappy answers to this question. If you have a group of 12 people working together, but they can't do the legal stuff, then are they really working together? And the answer is no. Maybe they're kind of working together, but if we have 12 people in a authority role in the organization, first of all, that's too many. That's just too many. And second of all, they've got to be actually working together. Okay, that's the first part of the answer that the people aren't going to like. The second part of the answer that people aren't going to like is the best way to solve problems like this is to have good organizational leadership. And that is the only correct answer to this. You need to have a leader who is motivating, inspiring, and encouraging people towards some common purpose. And if you cannot get all of your key people focused on the same goal and the same purpose, then you are failing as a leader. Now, it is possible with a group that big that you will never get consensus. And that's why I say that group is probably too big. But in that case, what you need to do is you need to get a conflict resolution process put in place. And so, for example, we will have people who will start a business, and it might be two owners, and one is 75% and one is 25% owner. And so now we have a problem where the 25% person is usually powerless. And so what we do is when we sit down and form these businesses, we ask hard questions. What are we going to do to resolve conflicts? Your organization with 12 key people needs to do that. And you need to get everyone to agree. When we have a question, if we don't agree, then maybe we're going to vote. And if we get 70% of the votes, then it passes and everyone else has to go along with it. And if they say, well, no, I'm not going to agree to that, then they need to get out because they're not on the same page with you. So you just need to get them out of the organization. 12 people is a hard number of people to manage. And so it's going to require extra strength leadership skills. But also, too, you're probably going to have to get to a point of no or low conflict, get everyone together to agree on what they're going to do for future conflicts, get it in writing, get them to sign it, and then that way, when future conflicts happen, then there's a clearly written policy. In this case, this organization is dealing with intellectual property rights. And so one of the things that I would suggest doing is if you are creating, for example, a software product or a book or a video training series or something like that, which are all examples of intellectual property assets that could experience this kind of an issue, then you need to get everyone to assign their intellectual property rights to the organization so that they can't say, the classic example is kids playing at the corner lot playing baseball, and one says, I'm going to take my baseball and go home, and the game is over. And so if they say, yeah, well, you can't have my IP, you need to be able to say, well, you've already done that. You've already given your IP. If you don't want to agree to this and you want to end your future contributions, fine, go ahead and leave. But they can't take their IP with them. They can't hold the IP hostage. Hit the subscribe or follow button so that you get notified. We do this every 2 weeks on Friday. The end.